A 23-year-old Indian student was beaten up for the second time in a fortnight by a group of youths in Melbourne. That's the report coming in. The 11th person from the community to be assaulted within a space of a month in Australia. And joining us live on the phone line with more details is Gautam Gupta, the president of the Federation of Indian Students of Australia. Gautam, another attack on the Indian despite Australian authorities saying everything is being done to protect the Indian students in Australia.
Yes, which is very unfortunate. Like yesterday, we were still struggling to calm people down when there was when some people's cars were burnt with a petrol bomb, and now this also happened on the same night. We were when we got up in the morning, we were totally surprised and absolutely shocked. Absolutely.
Right, Gautam, what is the action now that is being taken in this case?
Well, according to the police, they are trying to, police report has been made and they are trying to find out the culprits and they are saying that they will be brought to justice. Then that's what the action they say have been taken from their side. From our side, it is very simple. We are continuing to pressure the Australian and Indian government for more action. For example, Indian government, and thanks to them, they have been putting the right pressure on the Australian authorities to act. But we are also asking them to really support independent structures such as Federation of Indian Students, because we get thousands of complaints every year, and we need to give confidence to these people. We need to have counselors and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we are not, we don't have the resources to do so. And same with Australian authorities. And now we are encouraging our members to get on to art of living classes and even self-defense classes, because this madness will have to stop.
Right, also Gautam, what is the sentiment amongst the Indian community now that the fact that despite the pressure being put by India and the Australian government constantly trying to come clean on this incident, these attacks do not cease to stop?
Well, again, as the students are very confused and they're very confused and there's a lot of anxiety. They don't know whether to stay or they go back, and that is precisely the reason we are tying up with groups like Art of Living to conduct some classes to bring confidence back into their lives and tell them running is not a solution. We will not run. We are going to stay and we are going to stay back and we are going to fight for our rights. We are not beggars. Ultimately, Indians are contributing billions of dollars to this economy. What we are asking is safety. That is not a privilege, that is a right.
And finally, Gautam, a quick word. The Australian government has been promising action. What have you seen so far on the ground?
Well, again, there's a lot of talk being, there's a lot of commitments being made, there's a lot of talk being done. And the police and the authorities have told us that we are very serious in taking action, but please give us some time. Solutions cannot come overnight. For example, even if we have to increase police numbers, we can't increase 100 police people within one day. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a long process. We have to recruit people, we have to train them, we have to sensitize them. That's going to take time. So it's a long-term solution, and they've asked us to be patient.
And finally,
the students
Gautam,
obviously are not satisfied.
And finally, Gautam, with the number of Indian students who are really studying in Australia, there's a lot of worry amongst parents. We know a lot of Indian chief ministers have already petitioned the Australian High Commission in India for the safety with regards to these students. Australia had promised a lot of effective steps that will be taken. Can you tell us about them?
Well, all I can suggest to all the Indians and Indian parents in India is that please maintain calm. Look at things in perspective. Crime can happen anytime. Running and being scared is not a solution. Don't change your plans as yet. However, we will very soon be coming up with the Victorian map to see which are the safe areas to stay, which are unsafe, and they should, and we will encourage them to go to safer areas. Obviously, they'll have to spend more. But if that's the cost of safety, so be it.
Right. Thanks very much, Gautam, for joining us. It's breaking news on your channel. A 23-year-old Indian student was beaten up for the second time in a fortnight by a group of youths in Melbourne. This is the 11th person from the community to be assaulted within a space of a month in Australia.